So if you're a first-time home buyer in 2024, congratulations. We are here to support you in finding your home. Now, note, not everyone's first home is their dream home, but it's important to get into the market and start building equity. Otherwise, what tends to happen is you save and save, but you're saving slower than the market is going up. Affordability just continues to run away from you. So you don't always get more house by waiting longer to buy. The first step of getting ready to buy a house is getting that loan pre-approval where the lender looks at your income and sees how much house you can afford. So what actually has to happen here to get you started? First, the lender is going to look at a couple of different things that affect your pre-approval. Number one is assets. What do you own? Do you already own a house? Do you have cash? Do you have investment property, retirement funds, a vehicle? These are all things that would be considered assets if you could sell them and make money from them. The second one is your credit history. Have you been paying bills? Have you ever had accounts in your name? Or are you new, fresh out of school and have been just moving off of your parents' accounts? Sometimes renting an apartment, putting yourself on a water bill, having a credit card, these are all ways to build your credit score, but you just need to remember to pay those on time. Number three is debt. And this is a big one because lenders are often looking at what's called your debt to income ratio. I have a client right now who's a first-time home buyer who just bought a large truck, which is great. He loves the truck. He can afford the truck, but because he just bought it, he owes a fairly large amount, and that is influencing how much he can afford to buy. So if you're thinking about getting a big vehicle or something like that, consider the timing of that relative to buying your home. And if you want to do both at the same time, it may be better to get the home mortgage locked in at a lower rate first. You don't want to put the house under contract and then buy the truck because that will affect your credit score prior to closing. So make sure you've closed and purchased your home, you've made that first mortgage payment before any new vehicles are purchased. Number four is employment. This is where you work. And obviously you want to have a good job and make a lot of money. But sometimes, for example, if you're self-employed, then they need to see 2 years of work history. For example, I have a client who's an Uber driver, and he has been doing that for 7 years. So even though his income could be variable depending on how many rides he gives, he's been in the business so long that he has a good work history. If you've just changed jobs, that's okay. Typically, they can bridge your work experience from the last place you worked to the current place you work. And finally is income, what amount appears on that W-2, how much are you getting to take home each month, because that's what they're using to allocate toward your mortgage payment. So what's the value in actually going through and jumping through all these hoops to get a pre-approval before you start making an offer on the home? Well, there are a couple of different things. Number one, you know for sure that you can get a home, so you don't waste all this time house hunting only to find out that you can't actually get the loan. Number two, you find out how much you can borrow. Are we looking for a $300,000 home or a $400,000 home? And it helps you budget. If you do buy that $300,000 home, what will your monthly payment be? And is that something that you're comfortable with? How does the down payment affect those monthly payments? There are some trade-offs there, but typically in this market, people are not saving up for 20% down. You can get in with as little as 0% in some cases, but more often 3%, 5%, 10% down is what I see most commonly. And finally, having that pre-approval letter in hand is like your golden ticket to getting your offer taken seriously when you do find a home you want to buy. So if you need help getting matched with a lender who you can trust, who's going to take care of you and not overcharge you or do wonky things, then I suggest that you look at my recommended lenders. I'd be happy to provide you a list of people who are vetted and responsible. So thanks so much for watching this video. I'll see you on the next one, and let me know if you have more questions about how to become pre-approved and what some of the advantages of that are.